All right, I'm back. After deleting my SketchUp file and learning the hard lesson to save as you go, I have now rebuilt my floor, my subfloor. We added this sill plate, made that a component, and we've added this wall stud here. If you haven't already, you want to make that a component so that when you double click it, it's got this box around it. If it's not a component, you can just triple click, right click, make a component and call it wall stud. Looking at our PowerPoint, this is slide 3 of the PowerPoint. We've got this wall framing, this platform framing that we're going to try to duplicate on our SketchUp file. Zooming in, you can see that there's actually two 2x4s here on this corner piece. We're going to do the same thing on our SketchUp file. So I'm going to use the side view of the SketchUp view scenes, and I'm going to make a copy of this wall stud by clicking on it, hitting Control C and then Control V. Then I'm going to zoom in right in this corner to make sure that I can place it on the sill plate floor and then right up flush with the other wall stud. So then when I come up here to the top here, this should be sitting flush, and it looks pretty good from here. Okay, the next order of business is we need to get a top plate that's going to run this 16-foot span. And it's actually going to be the same piece of material as this sill plate, this 16-foot 2x4 right here. So we're in luck because this is a component. We can just select it and make a copy of it and then drag it up to make our top plate. Again, I'm going to use the side view, and I'm going to try to zoom in right here, and we might end up panning to get the that piece all the way up there, but zooming in is going to help me select the piece that I want and start dragging it up in the right direction. So using my white cursor tool, I just select the sill plate. I'm going to hit copy, Control C, and then paste, Control V. And it's doing this thing where it's like way off, and I'm holding the right edge of it, and I want to be able to line it up on the top of my 2x4s over here. So I'm actually going to hit escape, and I'm not going to do it that way. That was kind of frustrating. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way with the move tool. So let's select the move tool. We're going to select just the center of this. I'm hovering over the center of this component sill plate. I'm going to hold down my Control key, and then when I click, I can drag up a copy of this sill plate. And so I've only dragged it up maybe 1.5 feet, and I'm going to now zoom and pan to try to get a view of where this other component is going to go. So I'm going to go back to the move tool, and I'm just hovering over this component, clicking and dragging it up. Okay. I'm going to keep panning until I get up there. And there's probably a faster way to do this. This is just the way that I figured out how to do it. And so now that I am real close, in fact, a little too far, I'm going to move this down so it snaps onto the top of that, and I've got the corner on the blue axis. And so I think I'm good to go there with my top plate. Okay, that was a little tricky. You might want to pause and rewind the video a few times to get that one, and I can go over that in class. The next order of business is we want to put some wall studs on these 16-inch on center dimension lines that we have. I'm getting a little wacky here with my views, so I'm going to see if I can't line that up a little better. There we go. So we want to put wall studs on each of these dimension lines that have been set up for us. I'm going to try to do that with the existing dimension lines. We might have to draw some new ones. We might be able to just hide certain components so that we can see those dimension lines, but that's going to go in the next video because I want to check that out before I start experimenting.